Hello! Fall has finally sprung. It's raining here today and it's about 60 degrees, but that's okay because it's the perfect day for another pot meal. When fall comes, I use these a lot. I like to make a lot of comfort foods in the fall. Today I'm going to be making pot roast, and it's such a simple recipe. There's no measuring to it. You just throw the ingredients in and cook it. So I'm going to be cooking a roast in here today, and I'm going to throw in some carrots, some celery, and some potatoes. So I'm getting my carrots ready. And all I've done is I've washed the carrot off, and I'm going to cut off the ends. And then we're going to peel our carrot. And I've got just a standard peeler, and you want the end to actually be downward. Now I'm going to peel the carrot, and I'm just going to go along the length of the carrot. So all I've done is remove the outer layer of peel from the carrot. And then all I have to do is chop it into chunks. There's a little bad place here, so I can leave that out. If you prefer, instead of actually peeling and cutting carrots up to go into this recipe, you can actually buy baby carrots that are already peeled and cut, and then all you have to do is throw them into the pot. So I'm going to add a couple of stalks of celery into this recipe as well. And I just cut off the ends, and those get tossed away. And then I can just slice the celery. And also for this recipe, I have some potatoes. I picked some of the smaller ones out of the pack, and all I did was wash them off really well. You can peel them if you like, but I usually just leave the skin on. So I've got all of my main ingredients here, and now it's just time to throw it into the crock pot. When I buy a roast, I usually like to buy the bottom round roast. It has a lot of fat. The more fat that your roast has, the more tender the meat will turn out. The fat actually renders and makes that meat tender. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of this into the pot so we can start cooking it. I'm going to start by putting my roast in the bottom. Then I'm going to add my vegetables on top. The last thing we need to do is add our seasoning to the pot roast. And you can buy these little seasoning packets in stores. This is the McCormick brand, but Crock-Pot also makes their own brand, and the stores actually have their own brand. So you can buy the different types of seasoning to try them to see which one you like best. So these packets are usually mixed with water. You usually take 1 cup of water, add the packet, and then pour it over top of the roast. Today I'm actually going to be using beef broth. I think that the beef broth just brings out a little more flavor in the meat. So I've taken 1 cup of beef broth, I've added my seasoning, and I'm just stirring it up. Now we can just pour it over top of our meat and our vegetables. You can add more beef broth if you prefer. I'm going to start out with this. Now that everything's in the pot, I'm just going to stick the lid on and I'm going to cook it on low. So I'm just going to let this cook while I go and do other stuff. But by dinner time, we're going to have a yummy, delicious meal. So our pot roast has been cooking for about 6 hours now, and it's ready. So there are a couple of ways to know that the pot roast is done. One is when you take the spoon and you're able to slice through the potatoes. And also, this meat is so tender that you can actually cut the meat with the spoon. So here's my whole potato. I can just slice through it. And then my meat. Just slices with the spoon. So I'm going to go enjoy some pot roast with veggies, and I made a little bit of rice to go with it. It's the perfect comfort food for a rainy fall day. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you soon.